Relationships are meant to serve. When you are in relationship with other people, you should seek to serve others because you have this understanding through understanding of oneness that when you serve others, you ultimately serve yourself. Now, does this mean that you should focus on being served when it comes to other people and their relationships with you? No. Don't focus on what other people are doing to you, because this leaves you in a position where you are too strongly influenced by what they do to you. And this puts them in the lead. This puts them in control. This gives them too much influence over what happens in your universe. But when you simply focus on being of service to others, being of service in general, this puts you in the lead. This puts you in control over the influence that these relationships have in your life. So as you're creating your reality and you're creating the universe that you desire, that you have decided to create, you have to be responsible about the nature of these interactions, the nature of these exchanges, the nature of your relationships. Because when you dictate, when you are intentional about these relationships, then you make sure that those relationships support what you have decided to create in your universe. As you go through life and as you exchange with others, you have to monitor the energy, the intention, the nature of people in their exchange with you, what they are bringing to you, whether it be negative energy, positive energy, whether it be intentional, whether it be non-intentional, whether it be conscious or unconscious energy or actions or consequences or results. You have to monitor that. And you have to determine for you if the nature of that relationship is going to serve the greater good of what it is you're creating in your universe. This is why it is important to take the lead in every relationship that you have. Now, this doesn't mean you control the person, but you must control the nature by which, or the influence by which, that relationship is impacting you with, right? You have to really take control over, or take responsibility over, how that relationship affects you, what that relationship does to and for you. And if it doesn't align with what you are creating intentionally, then you have to monitor, distance, maybe even cut ties with that relationship if it isn't supportive, or if it's risky or toxic, or if essentially the vibration doesn't match what it is that you're creating. And it is okay to do that. And I know it can be difficult because you have emotional connections with other individuals who may not be aligned with what you're creating. And though you have to acknowledge the fact that your ultimate responsibility is the universe that you're creating for yourself, this allows you to really plant a seed within them to see that they can also do the same for themselves as well. Now, you have to be responsible about your exchanges and your interactions with people. Now, I'm not telling you that every interaction needs to be something that is taken so seriously that there is no enjoyment, there's no exchange, or you're not giving yourself the opportunity to learn and grow and to push the boundaries of whatever walls you have put up. This isn't to say that you should make assumptions about other people based on what they look like or based on your initial exchange with them. This isn't to say that you cannot grow from what that is, what it is that they're bringing to you if it isn't quite matching or isn't feeling good for you at that moment. You see, you have to recognize that if it is something that can bring value to you, whether it be initially or whether you realize that you have to work on yourself to get the value out of that exchange, then that's what you have to do. But it all depends on where you are in that stage of your life, in this current moment. You see, you can look at them and you can say, well, though I have this initial feeling, right, that may not be in alignment with what I want to feel, I can acknowledge that, hey, maybe there is something to this exchange. Maybe there is something that I can learn from this person if I continue to question, if I continue to show inquiry about what it is that's going on within me in relationship to them. You see, acknowledge that every relationship is a learning opportunity, and every relationship, every exchange from one universe to another is an opportunity for each universe to expand, to evolve, to grow. And as you go through your life, you are creating your universe, which is sacred to you, which is your domain. You have to acknowledge that the exchanges that you're having with others is that opportunity to create that growth, because they will reflect to you your strengths and your weaknesses. And when you focus on your weaknesses, that is where you absolutely can create the growth within you. So when you meet people and they initially may trigger you, or they may initially feel abrasive, or you may feel uncomfortable around this person, you have to question whether or not that is about them or it's about you. Chances are it is about you. So when you take that responsibility and you're fully accountable for what you're feeling, then you have created the space to get into the full potential of who you are and really tapping into your true self. You see, realize that these exchanges are very important to the development of the universe that you want. You are attracting these people in your life to bring to you some kind of awareness to wake you up. So make sure you take lead in these relationships. Make sure you take lead in the exchange and take lead in how this exchange will affect you and how this exchange will help with your overall realization to wake you up and come to the understanding and acceptance of who you truly are. Thank you so much. Feel free to visit drabundant.com. Continue to join me on this journey. Peace and abundance always.